Alright, so we're going to be going directly into the games for today, and today we've got lots of cool stuff. There have been a couple of changes to the map pool. They added in Salamander and Crossing Field for Season 4, and a couple of players have been swapped out, but either way, we're going to have a lot of really great games. So our first game is going to be effOrt versus sSak on Luna in the right side of the map. In the HD, there it is. It's so beautiful. In the yellow, it's our Zerg player. It's going to be effOrt. One of the fastest Zerg players around right now. And over in the top left, which I'm sure we'll get to in just a moment, there it is. Over in the top left, in the white, that is going to be sSak, who had an amazing run at ASL 3, but hasn't really shown us that level of brilliance since. We'll have to see if he can pull it back and get a win for Terran in this particular match. Look at that. By the way, this season, Season 4 of KCM Race Survival Wars, is sponsored by Rupeng. I have no idea what Rupeng is, but if you live in Korea and you know what that is, find a way to thank them for their support of this tournament. Look at that water. Oh gosh. So we're going to be on Luna. Luna is a little bit kind of a weird map. In fact, honestly, most of the maps in this map pool are pretty strange when you really consider the layout of them and the way that they work. It's a very strange and odd map. But either way, we'll be able to see lots of cool stuff on this map. It is going to be a TVZ, so the question that we always ask ourselves in TVZ is, how do we take the third? But actually, you know, something to talk about right now, sSak immediately going for an early gas. So this immediately reminds me of, he had some recent games where he went for Seaport Wraith, I believe it was in the ASL. But sSak definitely likes to go for some early fact play, some early drop play in this matchup. He likes trying to catch his opponent off guard, but unfortunately, effOrt's going to scout all of this on his very first scout. He's going to know exactly what's going on, and all he has to really do is just make an early Hydra den, and Hydras deal pretty well with... all you have to do is make 3 or 4 Hydras, and they deal pretty well with anything that comes out of the factory or the starport, whether it be Wraiths, whether it be Vulture drops, or what have you. So far, a pretty good scouting job coming out from effOrt. He's going to be able to see everything his opponent's up to, even sees the factory going down, so he has a pretty good idea of what's going on. sSak tries to do the block there on the drone, but no cigar. Not going to happen, not this time around. Triple hatch coming in for effOrt. Pretty standard to see. Even if you know your opponent's going for the early factory, you can still get away with going for that early third hatch and just relying on your macro skills and the good placement of a handful of Hydras in order to actually deal with any sort of pressure that can come your way. Now, this is a little bit unfortunate for... These spawning positions are a little bit unfortunate for effOrt just because he doesn't have his third base is pretty far away, and it's kind of hard for him to actually defend. As you can see, the third base of Terran kind of just pushes directly into the Zerg natural up in the 12 o'clock base, so it can be pretty annoying to actually deal with. sSak losing a Marine pretty unnecessarily there. It was a little strange to see, but first Vulture is out, going to be scouting around, seeing what's up while the starport is building. Trying to get a good idea of what's going on. We'll see if there's going to be a Vulture drop, or it's just going to go straight into Wraiths. I have a feeling with the way that sSak tends to play this matchup, he likes to go for lots of different types of pressure. So in one game he might go for a 2-port Wraith, in another game he might go for a Wraith just to put on the pressure and then transition into a very solid mech build. We'll have to see. This is, like I said, because the third base pushes directly into the Zerg natural, this is a pretty good map for mech play. you can just go straight into your opponent's base and deal with that. But really nice play from effOrt. Getting Scout off with this one Ling, also going to delay this CC for just a bit. It forces a couple more units out. So effOrt gets the full Scout. He's going to see the machine shop and the control tower coming down right now. So he's going to be expecting some drops coming in pretty shortly. You usually don't go for the control tower unless you're planning on doing some drops to follow out. But the nice thing about this Wraith is, at the very least, it's going to be able to clean up a couple of Overlords out in the area. effOrt doing a really good job on his timings, though. Already has the Hydralisk Den up, and he's already making Hydralisk to deal with this first Wraith. So, very crisp timings so far from effOrt, and doing a good job of placing all of his Hydralisks in very particular areas to deflect this pressure. So good place from him so far. He's also going to be getting that Spire up, and that's just going to help him transition into the Mutalisk. If his opponent goes for a mech build, he can just transition into the Mutalisk and put on a lot of pressure. We have to wonder, though, what is sSak's tech choice going to be? When you do this sort of gas opening for Terran, you allow yourself a lot of map control and force the Zerg into building earlier units than they would normally like. But your tech ends up being much further behind, so in a way it's kind of a problem, but it's also good for Terran because it allows them to kind of get their economy up, and then they can choose between either mech tech or, if they want to go into biotech, either is good. So it's pretty interesting to see how it works out, see what players will decide to do. And another Overlord being caught out of position, but very nice positioning on these Hydras, just always right where they need to be to actually deal with this. And lots of links coming in right now. And this ramp is kind of unblocked right now. This is maybe really bad. I'm not sure. So, wow, the bunker gets completely surrounded. Is he going to be able to get the repair on time? No! And all these Marines so exposed right now. But I think with the reinforcing Marines and the SCBs being pulled, he cleans it up just fine. There's the really fast science vessel that's going to go for a radiate. This is a very important tool to dealing with these Mutalisks as they come out. And now sSak knows this is coming across the map. He's going to have to make sure that he gets out the proper units to deal with this. He's only got a couple Marines, and the bunker's not quite finished yet. Okay, the bunker barely finishes on time, so he'll be okay for now. Right now, he's just trying to buy time for a radiate to finish. If he can buy... There we go. There's the first irradiate, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's trying to hold on with a weird mixture of Marines and missile turrets and a Wraith, but it's not really working all that well, and effOrt is just streaming units across the map. He's going to be under fire on this Rax right now, and there's not really a good solution to it right now. Instead of going for the Valkyrie transition that we usually see off the back of this build, instead sSak just decided to go for the Irradiate, hoping that would be enough, but good micro beats Irradiate every single time easily, so this is just going to be an easy cleanup for effOrt. He's trying to find a way to get into these mineral lines and kill off all these missile turrets, but the Master Repair is going to be okay for right now. Unfortunately, this barracks is going to be going down, and this ramp is just completely open. There's no Marines in the bunker to stop all of these Lings from running in, and now that more Lings are in the base, there's not really anything that can be done. There's one Vulture that's going to try to micro its way around this stuff, but that's not going to happen. It's just not going to work out for sSak. He's trying to hold on desperately, but this missile turret, once it goes down, there's no more defense for that mineral line, and one more radiate goes down, but again, good micro does it, and there, GG! effOrt takes the first game for the Zerg race.